You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Fosters After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Fosters After Show.
This is how you get started.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Bing is for doing, and we just can't stop doing it right here. I am Tara Johnson, and I am too excited to get started with this after show today. We are premiering the ABC Family much anticipated drama, The Fosters. And it just don't get no better than that. That's right. Yay! And as I said, I'm Tara Johnson, and I have two beautiful and just capable people here with me today. I can't believe this. So I have the Mr.
Jeffrey Masters.
Jeffrey Masters.
What an intro, I'll take it.
Right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
And then, if you saw that last frame with Jeffrey, I mean, you can't deny this woman is beautiful. She's talented. Now she's our very own Lena Adams Foster. And we have with us, yay, Sherri Saum is here. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm very excited. The debut was today, and I'm just, it's surreal.
It really, I mean, I have to tell you, we watched the show, and I was like, what just happened? Or what didn't happen?
Yeah. It was described as like a modern family take, but I was expecting something like soft, and there was some heavy stuff.
All
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
All over, like, from the very first frame in Juvie. I was
Yeah.
like, this feels like Scared Straight. I didn't know what was going on.
ABC Family, they don't pull punches. I'm pleasantly surprised by how they handled this show. It's just amazing. No fear.
So is this just, I mean, we're going to get all into it, but, you know, while we're talking about it, is this just the tip of the iceberg for what's coming up?
That's an understatement, yes. Just the beginning.
Did you hear that? I don't even know what to do. Does this come on tomorrow, or we have to wait till next week? I don't know what to do with
wait
this.
till next Monday, unfortunately, but it's worth the wait, trust me.
Oh my gosh. So as we said, this is episode 1, season 1, the pilot. But it was like no other pilot. It laid out so many different things.
Yeah, lots of new stuff. Like every scene before every commercial break, I felt like I was like, oh my God, did that just happen?
And I'm like, what's going to happen next? But let's take it from the top.
Sure.
And the one thing that struck me from the beginning was when Steph said, we are not the Brady Bunch. Oh, no, this is not the Brady Bunch. By any means whatsoever, all the way around. The family, the way the family's made up, of course. But also the language. I mean, my mom didn't ask me, do you need condoms? She didn't call me Miss Thang. I mean, Sherri, was it written that way to have a 2013 family feel to it, or?
Absolutely. I think that they really wanted it to sound, have the feel, the vibe of what, how parents really talk to their kids in a sense these days. And these parents are kind of, they're hip. They know what's going on with their kids, and so they try to speak their language per se, maybe get in, it's an easier way to communicate with them if you speak their language. So, yeah.
Is this show just kind of an instructional manual for maybe how parents would like to relate to their children? Because I don't know many parents who talk to their kids that, it was a really free and loose and honest dialogue.
I feel like, though, as lesbians, just a stereotype, which, let's do it, you have to be a little bit more liberal, and, you've gone through a lot of, self-acceptance, and then you could accept other people and, other, what the kids are going through. They can, I feel like, feel it more.
Yeah, maybe it's like, well, as lesbians, we've suffered a lot of, discrimination or not feeling like you fit in everywhere. And so these kids kind of have similar issues going on in one way or the other. So maybe that kind of bonds us in a way. I don't know. I'm getting deep here. This is psychological.
Hey, we do it all here on AFTERBUZZ. If it requires getting deep, we get deep. But I mean, I guess that's the thing. It's just a different, the tagline is, it's a new kind of family. And it definitely is a new kind of family. So we're watching for the first time just like you are. But to recap, we have a lesbian couple, multiracial, different races. how was it playing a lesbian character? Was it anything that you were apprehensive about? Did you question it? Were you just ready to dive right in?
Not at all. I think I probably was thinking, ooh, this would be kind of edgy and cool for my career at the first audition kind of stage. And it shocked me how much it hit me that it's just loving someone else. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just love. So it didn't have this giant feeling of, oh, I'm a lesbian. It just felt like, oh, I love you. And, just like I love my husband in real life. It was kind of shockingly normal.
And have you heard any kind of, I mean, there were a couple of religious organizations that have come against the show before it premiered and actually wrote letters to ABC Family to try to get ABC Family not to televise the show. Have you felt any backlash about making the decision to do this program?
It's so peripheral that it really hasn't touched us that much. I mean, of course, we've heard about it, but all press is good press, so bring it on.
It's a great attitude.
I don't know. It's just like, I'm sure it must be difficult when your entire life you've been taught that this is wrong. This is wrong. I can imagine it must be difficult, but I'm trying to get to the idea of what is it that a lesbian couple raising kids would be detracting from your family structure, whoever's family structure. Like,
right.
What are we taking from you? So that's what I'm trying to get my head around with people who aren't necessarily ready to accept it. Maybe the show will, permeate some corners of the country and world, and hearts and minds might open up a little.
And I think, like, if you look at the show based on, like, script and plot structure, being like lesbians had nothing to do with like anything. It could have been like a man and a woman and still be in the same show. Right. Well, for me at least.
Yeah, and I read a ton of reviews about the show, and that's what people were saying. You'll realize that this is just a family, and it's really about love, and it's different family structure, but family is defined as love, and that's what it is, and that's what really comes through. It's not about the lesbian couple,
right.
Or even that the kids are, one's biological and two are adopted, and two now. This family even grew in the pilot episode.
So did Jude officially join the family?
As of the pilot episode, it's it's in limbo, as you saw at the
right.
end. She's we're going to take them into our home for now and see what happens. I mean, everything's happening so fast, and there's really no time to think about exact plans. But we're definitely not throwing them back to the wolves,
right?
So to speak.
Things are changing on the Fosters already. Well, I think the best way to get into this is to kind of talk about each character, what we found out about that character, what was revealed about the character, and what we think about the character. Let's take it from the top.
Absolutely.
What about Mama Tiger?
Was that Steph?
Steph.
Okay.
Steph. Mama Tiger, the cop, and the one who I would say holds the family together. Is the glue for the family, maybe.
The rule maker, definitely.
Definitely the disciplinarian, possibly. But her story is even different because they throw her ex-husband in as now her partner on the police force. I mean, come on.
Well, he was already on the force. It wasn't like he just joined the force and then they became partners. I mean, he was already there. He was just, working a different beat. And so it's completely logical and plausible that maybe something would happen that they would have to work together. And that's what happened.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all.
You didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. And the explanation that Mike gave to Lena saying, well, I was never comfortable with her being with the other partner, and now I just feel safer if she's out there and I'm her partner. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it at all. We'll see. I'm watching Mike.
The thing I didn't like about that was that the police chief was like so okay with it. I feel like if I was the police chief and like Mike came to me, I'd be like, I have questions here.
And she never even mentioned the fact they were married before or had a child together. It was just, do you have a problem with that? And absolutely not. I don't have a problem with that. Let's roll. That was a little hard for me to swallow.
Keep watching.
See, I know.
Keep watching.
I knew it.
All right.
I know something's coming.
I love though that Brandon kind of looks like the perfect mix of Steph and Mike. I was like, that's good. Good casting.
He is a cutie. Like, the cast of this show is power packed all the way around.
Yeah, I've I have a lot of problems with sometimes kid actors, but like these kids were great.
They were great.
I was shocked.
A lot of times people ask me, do you feel like a motherly connection to them? And of course we're all protective of each other, in a sense, but I feel like they're my colleagues, my contemporaries, because they're super professional, they're super on their game, and we all joke and kid, and they're still kids, but they're on it.
So does like the mother role translate to off camera too, or just colleagues?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I love them like family, but I don't feel that I'm, I have something to teach you, young lady, young man. I feel like we're just seriously actors, pulling together the show, and
Wow.
I love them.
Now, these are some real heavy-hitting, professional people.
Yeah.
But the woman playing Callie, Maya Mitchell, she's a newcomer. Is that...
I guess that's fair to say. Yeah, she's Australian, and so she's not been here too long, but she's hitting the ground running. She's got a film coming out this summer that's getting super major publicity, and she's just amazing. Such a great actress.
I felt this family was a real family unit from the beginning. It wasn't as if, sometimes with pilots you have to warm up to it, or I'm not buying it. Let me give it 3 episodes. I normally have a 3-episode rule for new shows. This one I'm hooked from the beginning. The DVR set. I'm done.
But it was the character dynamics for me. Like everyone that has such interesting relationships with like such deep history in those. Like from like the twins, and then like the lesbian couple, obviously, then like the kid who's biologically with Steph but not you, but still like your son, and like I just like felt those character relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, our director, we got to thank him for that, because he is an actress director. He's an actor, Timothy Busfield.
Fantastic.
And he had us, just be a family together. He'd have us go into the set, our kitchen set, and just have us make sandwiches together and give us a topic to argue about, just so we could really feel lived in, so that by the time you see the pilot, it feels like you're already on episode 10, just so we can really be comfortable with each other and know each other. And
That's a great analogy. It didn't start off like episode 1.
Right.
It was like, it's in the drama. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Lived in. Yeah.
And how long did Tim cultivate that type of family relationship? I mean, was it day one, or was it,
It was for several weeks before we started. We had a lot of rehearsal time, which I've never really experienced that before. And every chance we got, he had us in there, just hey, go fight about this in the bedroom. Just go fight about your kids, bad grades or something. And so Terry and I would go in there, and we would just have this argument. It would be this serious argument, and before you know it, it's just like, oh my God, I've been with you for my whole entire life. So yeah.
It comes across amazing from the first 45 minutes of the show that we've seen. It comes across 100%. But I have to ask you, Sherri, we're going to talk about your character, Lena. We didn't get a lot from Lena in this episode, except she was a really warm, open person who wanted to bring everyone in. Let's pull back some layers. What's there? I know there's something there.
Well, as you saw, we had about 9,000 storylines going on in the first pilot, so we can't give it all up in the first episode.
I had to ask.
I know. Just keep watching, lady.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Are we going to see any like struggle or drama between you and Terry's character? The mama tiger?
Constantly.
Really?
It's just like life, It's just like everybody's relationships. You have those days where you just can't even look at each other, and those other days when you're fighting to get some alone time, which, with 6 kids in the house, how are you going to do that? Yeah, it's life.
Wow. It was, I know like it's the script, but like you just really saw, acting, like how supportive like the 2 women are together, and like such like a strong couple. I really like felt that in the pilot.
I think you have to be to raise a family like this. You have to have a really strong foundation together to be able to pull this off day after day and not pull your hair out.
Yeah, it really came across. Yeah, it was
It
great.
did come across. And talking about pulling things off and making things great, Jeff, why don't you tell us about Serial Buddies?
Absolutely. So our CEO and founders, Kevin Undergaro and Maria Menounos, produced the comedy Serial Buddies. The Adventures of Serial Buddies. It is now available on iTunes and their website, www.serialbuddies.com. It's a funny buddy serial killer comedy. Like it happens. 2 people are best friends and killing everybody. And it's hilarious. So, go buy it. Rent it. We give you guys the best after show recaps, discussion, fan favorites, interviews with the cast. And we do it all for free and without commercials. So please help us pay for these beautiful studios.
Right? Isn't this great? And these lights, we got to keep these on. So you can,
because it fills in the cracks.
Right. It definitely does. And after you go to that website, make sure you go to AfterBuzzTV.com, look at all of our shows, and also go to iTunes, subscribe to the Fosters After Show. We'll be here every week, and we're working for 5 stars. Definitely comment, let us know if you like the show, what you don't like, what you do like, how gorgeous Sherri is, because she is.
Very kind. Very kind.
And let us know what you think. We greatly appreciate it. So much of this show is about the family and the kids. Let's talk about those twins, Mariana and Jesus.
Sorry, I gotta jump
Go
in.
ahead.
I thought that was a lot happened, as we said in this episode, but that was one of the most heartbreaking parts when she goes to meet her mom and she just gives her the money and the mom wants nothing to do with her. I was like
That was killer.
Yeah. I wanted the mom to like put on some makeup and like to fake it, like ask her like 3 questions.
At least,
You know?
at least.
Something.
I was so upset by that.
It was, do you have something for me? Well, I'm sure they're waiting for you, so you need to go on
Yeah,
home.
that was
Yeah.
killer.
But the way this show brings out issues, yes, each of the individuals have their own issues, but we're talking about global issues. I know for a fact a lot of foster care systems have really been celebrating this show because it's probably the first time you've really seen the foster care system highlighted on a television show. We also talk about children being adopted and balancing between their adopted parents and then having a relationship, or is it okay to have a relationship with my biological parents? And then we have Brandon, who is the biological son, but now he's sharing his mom with other kids. It's so much going on. It's so 2013 family today. It's a lot to handle, and it's amazing to me because this ain't the Brady Bunch. It's not even the Cosby Show. It's just so different than any other family show that's on. Do you guys feel that on the set? Do you think about or talk about the issues that you're really raising when you're doing the scripts or talking about the shows?
Oh, we do. We totally do. And we had, every time we have a table read, we're in tears at the table read, some of the things that come up. And, I remember one of the director of the promos, when we were shooting the promos, he came up to me and he said, I know this is Hollywood and, we're all just here trying to get a job. He's like, but this is kind of exciting to be a part of something that actually might make a difference. Like, he was very sincere about it too, that he really was like, wow, this is shocking. This is a fun, amazing show, but we might be doing something good. What?
Right.
It's really,
Wow.
really, yeah, because I had no idea about a lot of these issues in foster care. I never had any, interaction with that. So it's amazing. I'm learning a lot, and I hope other people will be learning a lot.
And were you actually cast before you like knew kind of what the show was like all about, like read the first pilot and everything?
I mean, we had an overview and we had the pilot episode, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, and I knew what they were trying to accomplish with it, and I was really shocked reading the script how ABC Family handled it. They didn't candy coat it. It wasn't going to be this, sort of paint by numbers kind of deal. So I was all in all the way.
From the first read of the pilot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Was there anyone on the cast that was kind of hesitant that someone had to sell them it, or was everyone just like, this is it, this is the greatest project, I'm jumping on board?
I don't think anyone would even show up for the first audition if they had those kind of feelings, It's just kind of like either you're in for this or you're not. So.
Right. It comes across great. It was done well.
Yeah.
Kudos to all of you guys.
Thank you.
It was just an amazing show. But back to the twins. We're talking about the twins and dealing with their mom. So they're dealing with the issue of whether they want to meet or at least their parents think that they're dealing with the issues of whether they want to meet their biological mother. But they've taken care of that in some respect. But also, what is the deal with the drug dealing? The pill popping and the pushing. I did not expect that at all for
Right.
a San Diego.
Well, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's the most swanky private school, if it's the inner city, it doesn't matter. It's everywhere, and it's reality. So that's probably why they wanted to reflect that. It's real.
And they're high schoolers, right? The twins?
Middle
in the
school.
show? Middle school?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think it goes all the way into high school in that school, but in their middle school.
So will she, now that she's met the mom and given the mom the money, will she continue to push? Will she be a dealer? I have to ask.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's some really complicated feelings for Mariana. It's her birth mom. She wants to kind of have a bond with her, but it doesn't feel quite right. Her mom asking these things because she knows that Steph and Lena would never put her in a weird position that would make her feel, strange. So I don't know. I think it's rife for drama.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, it's dripping with drama.
Oh,
I would love anyone who possibly was adopted to maybe comment on iTunes or YouTube when they see the show and let us know about dealing with these issues. I just think this show is going to start so much dialogue about different issues that just have not been in the forefront. I mean, why do we think it's taken so long for there to be a real show that talks about the foster care system?
That's a good question, because I'm always thinking about America and thinking, we always pride ourselves, we're the melting pot. We just bring everybody. We don't care if you're tempest tossed, whatever we say. But you know what I mean? And it's like then we have this kind of weird contradiction in the landscape of our programming where it's always this certain kind of family. You know, it's like this certain kind of family. So it's great that we're finally catching up, you know, and it's great. Like I see it, I'm going, I wish I had a show like that when I was little, because I didn't have anyone to really relate to. There were so few faces, you know, ethnic faces out there, and I'm just so happy about the show. Don't get me started with crap.
I feel like we should rename it Modern Family.
No, there's already a Modern Family.
I know, I was kidding. But I'm saying, like, it is like the Modern Family.
It really is.
I really think too that it's such a like big issue, like adoption and foster families, that it's like, I don't want to like put aside like that as a lesbian couple, because that's like, I think, very interesting on TV and not used, but it's almost like the foster care that we see in the show, and that issue almost like overshadows, and I think rightfully so, that it's a lesbian couple.
Yeah.
And not that's a lesbian issue, but I think people would be surprised like how invested in the show they are, and then oh yeah, and it's two moms raising this family.
Right.
And I think that's really nice.
You know, Peter Page and Bradley Bredeweg, they were very, very careful. They didn't want to have this, you know, our house draped in a rainbow flag and just, you know, trying to push this message out. It's just, like, we got laundry to do and you know, kids to take care of. Who, oh yeah, and we're gay and whatever. But, you know, like, it's just, it's about so much more than that. So, I don't know. I hope people like it.
So I know J-Lo, as we like to call around here, Miss Lopez, Jenny from the Block, is co-executive producing this show. But also there's Joanna Johnson from Bold and Beautiful, who's also co-executive producing, who she describes the show as her life because she is married and her wife has biological children.
Yeah.
Did Joanne talk to you guys? Did she give you anything, or did she simply say, just be a family?
Exactly. That's just it. It's just like, they don't have any special lesbian tips for us, you know. It's kind of like, you know, they trust us with just loving each other and portraying that. And she's so great. I just love Joanna so much. And she says, I read somewhere that she had said this is her gayest year ever.
Yes.
I love that, because it's, you know, she's living this life at home and then she kind of lives it at work, and it's, you know.
It hasn't been that long ago that she actually came out, maybe I think a year or so ago. So this is really a new experience for her too. And now she's bringing her life to the big screen for everyone to share.
Yeah.
So like, this is really, I'm sure every day she's like, wait a minute, that's my life on the screen.
She doesn't know if she's coming or going, because it's it's full on. It's great.
So we have the twins, we have the drug dealing and the, you know, the pill popping and that type of thing. But we have Brandon, who he really seems to be the rock of the family, just completely calm and steady the entire time. But he has the girlfriend. So I'm thinking he's going to bring in maybe some of the, I mean, there's some heavy issues, but they're still teenagers. Mm-hmm. So we're still going to have the regular teenage issues, the girlfriends and the breakups and the sex. And we already talked about condoms. I was just like, Mom never asked me that.
Goodness,
like, what is
can't
that?
even imagine.
I was like, what are you talking about? So, I mean, Brandon seems to be this rock, but where are the cracks in the rock?
Oh no.
Well, I mean,
What can you tell us?
As far as Brandon's concerned, you know, I think it's he's got such a big heart, and sometimes having a big heart like that can get you into trouble. As you saw in the pilot, you know, it takes him down a little road with Callie there for a minute. So he definitely, his heart can be his, you know, Achilles heel. Is that the right term?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do with that.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
And it's been a long day. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff coming up with Brandon too, because he is, you know, a steady, even kid, but he does have issues. I mean, he's got a dad who is not part of his nuclear family at the moment, you know, not in the house anyway, and you know that's got to affect him at some point. That's got to come out in some way. So,
and he's the oldest, and it seems like he's borderline on graduating high school, or is he?
Yeah, and we zhuzh that a little bit. We don't want to like nail down, you know,
exactly where he is.
You know how that is.
This is Beverly Hills 90210. They could be in high school 10 years.
Right. Late high school.
Late high school for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But he does seem to be the steady hand. And also I find him quite interesting because he is, and when Callie came in and said, oh, you're the real son, I was like, oh, this is about to go down. I was like, oh, this is for real. When she called him the real son, but as the biological son, he's so open to everyone. I loved it when he said hello to Callie and gave her the lasagna. That's like, all right, sit down at the table.
Yeah.
Now we're really a family.
Yeah, that's like a testament to how great parents we are, because we just give this kid so much love, probably too much love. And like he said in the pilot, I always felt like there's plenty to go around.
Right.
You know, like he doesn't feel threatened by other kids coming in because he knows he's got us. Like he has nothing to fear.
I mean, I saw the. If I mean, maybe I was like making up in my head, but I saw like the two loving parents' influence on like raising good children. And I think that's like a testament to like the acting and the writing, like cohesively like melding, and it's like, wow. It's like so cool to see that line.
As Sherri sits up a little bit taller going, well, thank you. I'll take credit for that great parenting.
Proud mama.
Proud mama. I love the fact that the parents didn't exactly know what was going on with the kids, but they know their kids well enough to know something was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And that just shows that the parents are paying attention. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I think growing up and raising kids is so different than, I make myself sound ancient, but when I was growing up, in the Stone Ages or whatever we want to talk about
The 70s.
Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. But it just seems so different. And it seems as if these parents are really engaged. And I love the fact that Lena is at the school with the kids. And is it that the kids call their teachers by their first names now? She's going to Timothy's class. What happened to Mr. Smith? Or
Yeah, some schools are different. I remember growing up, some teachers were like, just call me,
right.
Joe. But
It's California.
California, we laid
There's
back.
a lesbian vice principal. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
There we go.
I wonder if there's going to be an issue with Callie living in the house with Brandon. These two, attractive, opposite sex, like people, like what's going to happen?
You caught a little spark there, did you?
Yeah.
I saw a little something there. Didn't want to call it out, but yes, I saw a
you?
little something there. And we're looking at Sherri, and she's like, "Did you?"
Thirsty.
Sherri is nodding. She's writing on a piece of paper if you're just listening, not watching.
She's
She's
ignoring
saying
us.
Jeff is correct. I mean, not that, like, I can think it's like the next great American romance, but, like, as we said, they're in high school and everyone has issues.
Yeah, but Brandon has a girlfriend, and, he's a good man, so...
The perfect Callie girls we saw.
Oh, absolutely.
Stars and necklaces and...
But even with the perfect Callie girl, when she walked in and saw Callie with Brandon, she was like, "Who's this?"
Oh,
She
yeah.
was very nice, but she was territorial, like, who is this? So we see it coming, Jeff. We see it coming.
I guess we'll have to find out.
We're calling it right now.
And I love the scene after that when Callie, like, turns on her, like, sales girl and was like, why don't we take a drive to Tijuana?
Oh, I love that.
Wasn't
I love
that
that.
great?
So good.
She was like checking out these girls in California and how they flirt. She's like, let me try to just pull this off right now and flirt with this guy.
Just to
And
get
then
what I
yeah,
want.
just to get what I want.
I
And then she
loved
turned
it.
it right off. It was great.
And then let's talk about Callie, because so much this episode was about her, but not about her. But the show used her issues to kind of unpack everything else, because she was a part of pretty much every scene. When she caught Mariana, stealing the pills, she was there. So she was a part of everything. But this young lady seems to have so many issues and things going on, and she also seems to be very angry. How is that going to affect the calm Foster family?
Well, it's our jobs, we just smother these kids with love until they just, their issues melt away.
Can you get to the issues first? Because she seems to have issue upon issue upon issue.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy. There's layers of hurt with this girl, layers and layers, and who knows what she's been through. I mean, we see a glimpse of it, but she's damaged goods, so she's going to take a while to heal. But we're up for the task. We really are. We want to make this girl whole again.
Absolutely. And as viewers, you wanted to root against her, but you're like, she's doing it for her brother.
Yeah.
Right. And you didn't know who Jude was in the beginning. In my mind, whenever, is he her boyfriend? Is he her father? Is he... And then when you realize it's her brother, a little brother, it was like, I'm done.
I know.
Whatever you need to do, whatever bus you need to take, you can take a plane, a bus, we can walk, whatever we got to do. We got to get Jude. We got to get Jude.
I know. When she says, "Hey, baby," I'm like, oh, she's going to her drug dealer she's dating. Oh, I was so mad. She redeemed herself. It's okay.
So we have this cute little, I don't know, he looked 7 or 8 years. Is he younger than that?
Hayden? Jude?
Yeah.
He's, I believe he's 11.
Okay. So he's around that age on the
12?
show also, a little.
Yeah, ish. 10, 11 maybe, ish.
So you're bringing yet another preteen into the family. So there's a lot of hormones going on
For sure.
in this family.
For sure.
Interesting. And so will Jude come in with his own set of issues also?
I don't see how he couldn't. Look
in
at the
this-
house he was living in.
Not in this show.
Oh, I know.
It's a little crazy. Look at him doing dishes for that guy. It's just crazy.
Not in this show. I guess, I don't even know. Should we try to move on to a couple of predictions? Can we do that with this show?
What you got?
Oh.
What you got? What you got?
I think my only biggest one is the like Callie Brandon drama that I think is bound to happen in a house, you know, living together.
Do you think that's it?
I don't know like how serious it'll get but I don't know. I think that's like a messy territory that you just like have to go down if you're like writers and you write that, you know?
Right. I would say my prediction would be I see something happening along the line. Sherri, you might want to turn away when I talk about this for Lena's character. Something might happen between Steph and Mike.
No.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Yeah, I see a stakeout.
No.
I see some late nights. I see a heavy
You
case.
don't think that. That's deeply disappointing that you think that.
I think even if it's just a kiss,
Oh,
I
have
think
mercy.
something.
What? She was the butch one. Heck no.
Oh, did you
I'm
say
kidding.
that? That's
I was kidding. I don't. You're entitled to your own opinion. I don't believe that at all.
You know, it's the first episode. I hope I'm wrong. I hope
Listen,
I hope I'm
think
wrong.
the one thing that this show does not want to do is try to pander or try to make certain segments of the audience more comfortable by throwing one of the ladies back in with a man. I think that'd be such an insult, and that's not what we're about. I mean, as far as I know, that's not even going to be in the game plan. So I'm going to shoot down that prediction right now.
And I am okay with that. At least we got something. You heard it here first.
Did we?
I'm going on record.
You heard it here first. Well, I mean, as far as the process, when you guys get a new script, you sit down for a table read. From the table read, do you guys ever ad-lib anything? You sticking strictly with the script? Do you add in extra things to bring in authenticity about real life? Do you ever, give the writer some type of help and assistance?
We definitely, we always, honor the script, and we have amazing writers. But, Terry's a mom in real life, and she constantly is saying, whoa, there's no way I would ever let him do that, or I never talk to my son in this way.
Mm-hmm.
She's very, very careful because she wants it to be and ring authentic. And she's a hell of a mom in real life, and she wants to bring that to the Fosters as well. So, yeah, we ad-lib all the time. I mean, respectfully, but we add our flavor.
That's nice.
That's nice.
And just to go back on myself, I was kidding about the slightly butcher one.
No, it's out
I just
there
like
now.
black and whiting. But I did really appreciate that then we see her having changed her pajamas with her hair down, and it's like, oh man, like,
Yeah,
they go against that.
I appreciate that, exactly. I appreciate seeing that because I don't think the show wanted to come across as saying, oh, she's stereotypically the bitch one. I mean, not the bitch, the butch one. Sorry, Mom, I don't say that. The butch one. So I love the fact that she pulled her hair down and showed that different side. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
How much input do you have on like storylines? Do they like ask your opinion?
They're incredibly collaborative. There's an episode coming in a few episodes that dealt with something very close to my heart, and they really wanted me to feel okay about it, so they gave me a script in advance of the usual time when they give them out, and they just asked my opinion, and does this ring true, and how do you feel about this? It was just so moving and incredible that they cared enough to really make that, make it real for me and make sure that I felt it was real. And yeah, they're wonderful that way. I can't believe
That's
it.
so nice.
That's really great.
Is that normal for a lot of shows, you think?
No.
Okay.
You will
I'll
say
double
these words. Now get in your cage. No, it's not. It's really not this wonderful anywhere. This is the first.
And I know you're
Wow.
taping today, so we really appreciate you being here, leaving the set and coming to be with us here at AfterBuzz. Which episode are you guys on right now?
We are finishing up number 7 right now.
And what can you tell us about 2 through 6?
Nothing. Nothing. Just that it gets better and better. Like I was telling someone today, sometimes you see these ads for a new show and it looks so exciting, and they cut it with the music and it just looks so slick and perfect and awesome. And then you watch it and it kind of disappoints. And you're like, well, the promo was better. But I'm so proud to say that we have great promos, we got great ads, but our show delivers completely, and it just gets better. Every episode is just, every table read we go, oh my gosh, are you kidding? This writing is amazing. And we're so proud of this. It's out of this world.
So I know Peter, Paige, and Brad, they're there all the time because they're series writers. And I know Joanna Johnson's helping show run. Does Jennifer Lopez come to the set and hang out? Does she give her input? Does she just say, you guys go out?
She shares a dressing room with me, and we swap recipes. And no, she's a busy girl. I don't know if you guys have noticed that she's a busy girl.
I've heard that.
Couple things going on.
Couple things going on there. But she came a couple times to the set, and she did a lot of promotion for us and a lot of pictures with us. And someone was asking her, well, are you going to do a cameo in the show? Are you going to be? And she said, she doesn't believe the show. She thinks it stands on its own, and she doesn't think it needs some big celebrity boost to make it fly. So she's really proud of it, and I was so humbled by her take on that. I was like, thank you, Mommy.
She was live tweeting today during the show premiere.
God bless her.
She was answering questions from everyone about the show and
love that.
What she liked about the show, and basically it was just that she has a different family. She believes family's about love, and when she saw the story, it just completely struck her, and she wanted to help and do anything she can to possibly help.
I read her quote saying that, like, I have a non-traditional family. I have two kids, and they have like 3 stepbrothers from like 2 different moms, and she's like, this is the American family. Like, nobody has a standard family anymore. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah, it's completely different. Does anyone ever say, wow, this show is heavy for kids, or for having teenagers? Does anyone ever say this is
everything I'm reading is saying sit down with your kids, and this is going to open the door to so many great conversations and important, and not in a heavy-handed like, oh, you should preachy way, but just in a really like relevant way.
I totally agree. I mean, I don't have kids, but if I did, I would like, let's watch this together.
Yeah.
And does Terry watch this with her kids?
It just started, but her kids are 5 and 10, I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe.
Possibly. Might be a little young, but who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But it's an interesting concept, and you said there's so much more to come.
Yeah.
Well, this show was highly anticipated. Everyone was talking about it. Couldn't wait. I did a little research, and there were several polls that came out. It listed 15 different shows that were coming out for the summer on HollywoodLife.com, and they asked everyone, which show are you wanting to watch for the summer? It was everything from America's Got Talent to The Bachelorette, and The Fosters was number 3 out of all those different shows. So everyone's like, yeah, I've read tons of reviews. People were, not giving any spoilers. I tried to find that. There was no spoilers.
I don't want to see them. It's fine.
You don't?
No way.
I'm nosy. I'll take what I can get. But there was no spoilers out there. But all the reviews are coming in absolutely positive. It seems like great work. I am more than excited about next week. And we just can't believe that you came and joined us.
Oh, are you kidding? I know I was saying, oh, it's been a long day, but I'm actually just so jazzed up. Everyone had that energy today of it's coming out today. Right. And, they had a screening for us at lunchtime and like a big cake. And it's just like, oh, this is so wonderful to see all this work, come to fruition. And it's great.
So what are you hearing from your Twitter account and from feedback from your family and everyone about the pilot? What are you hearing?
So much love and so much anticipation. And like I said before, I know that a lot of specific there are a lot of specific issues on the show, and the gay and lesbian community are going to be watching, and they're going to be watching with an eagle eye. They're not just going to say, oh, good, a gay show, we're happy just to have that. They want us to represent, and they want us to represent accurately, and they're not going to just give us a free pass. And they don't want to, like I said, they don't want to see us falling into a relationship with a man or these things. Sorry, but
that's okay. Hey,
I want them to feel like we're really telling their stories correctly. So if we do that, I'll just be so proud and so happy.
As you should be. Well, I mean, Jeff, do you think we handle it from the rooter to the tutor?
Absolutely.
I think we handle it from the rooter to the tutor.
I've never heard that before in my life, and I love it.
I'm Southern. Hang around. You have no idea what may come out of my mouth. But thank you so much for being here. Again, this is the very first episode for season 1. Episode 1 of The Fosters. It will not be the last. You stay and tune in. We'll continue to tune in. I'm Tara Johnson. And Jeff, tell everyone where they can find you on.
You can find me on the internet I tweaked from Jeff Masters 1.
And Sherri, where can everyone find you besides Fosters Monday nights?
At Sherri Saum 1 on Twitter.
And you can catch The Fosters Monday nights on ABC Family, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. We won't tell anybody what we just saw because they haven't had a chance to see it on the West Coast. Right. And I'm Tara Johnson. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Path to Passion. Again, thank you so much. So much drama yet to come. Stick with us. We'll be talking all about it. Until next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.